big fertilizer companies don't want you to know this. They want you to be a subscriber to their chemicals. They want you to need them every spring. But today, in the next few minutes, we are going to break that cycle. We are going to look deep below the surface, where the real problems hide. We are going to talk about 5 science-backed amendments that fix the soil structure, the biology, and the chemistry permanently. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to buy, how to use it, and how much money you will save over the next 10 years. Let's begin. But before we dive into these 5 miracle minerals, let me tell you a truth that few people mention. Most gardeners think soil is just dirt, just something to hold the plant upright. That is wrong. Healthy soil is not dirt. It is a living city. It is a microscopic universe right beneath your boots. And like any city, it needs infrastructure. It needs housing. It needs water pipes. It needs food. If the structure of your soil is broken, you can pour all the fertilizer in the world onto it, and it won't matter. Imagine having a refrigerator full of food, but the door is locked tight. You are standing outside hungry, looking in. That is exactly what happens to your plants when the soil is broken. The 5 minerals we are about to discuss are the keys to unlocking that door. 1. The ancient house. Biochar. The First Amendment is the most overlooked, and yet it is the most permanent. Biochar. Now be careful. This is not the charcoal briquettes you use in your grill. Those are full of chemicals and lighter fluid. Do not put those in your garden. Biochar is different. It is pure carbon, created by burning wood or bamboo in a special low-oxygen environment. The result is a material that is incredibly lightweight and incredibly porous. Why does this matter? Imagine taking a single gram of biochar, just a tiny pinch between your fingers. If you could unfold all the tiny microscopic holes and tunnels inside that pinch, it would have the surface area of 2 tennis courts. 2 tennis courts in the palm of your hand. This massive surface area does something magical. It acts as a luxury apartment building for soil microbes. You see, the bacteria and fungi that feed your plants need a place to live. Without biochar, they are homeless. They get washed away by rain. They die in the sun. But when you add biochar, you give them a permanent home. They move into those tiny tunnels. They multiply. And in exchange, they feed your plants. And here is the best part for us seniors. You only need to apply biochar once. Not once a season. Once in your lifetime. It does not break down. It stays in the soil for hundreds, even thousands of years. In the Amazon rainforest, there are patches of soil called terra preta that were enriched with biochar 2,000 years ago, and they are still fertile today. So mixing biochar into your beds this autumn is a gift not just to your spring garden, but to your grandchildren's garden. 2. The clay breaker. Gypsum. Now let's talk about the nightmare of many gardeners. Heavy clay. If you have clay soil, you know the struggle. In the summer, it is hard as concrete. You can't even get a shovel into it. In the winter, it is sticky mud that suffocates your plant's roots. You have probably been told to add sand. Do not do that. Clay plus sand equals cement. The scientific solution is gypsum. Calcium sulfate. Gypsum works like a magnet. Clay particles are like tiny, flat plates that stack on top of each other tightly, leaving no room for air or water. Gypsum sends out calcium ions that force those clay particles to clump together into little balls. It sounds technical, but the result is physical. It opens up the soil, it creates space. Suddenly the water can drain. Suddenly the roots can breathe. And unlike lime, which also contains calcium, gypsum does not change the pH of your soil. It is neutral. It fixes the texture without messing up the chemistry. If you spread gypsum now, in November the winter rains and snows will wash it down into the soil, By spring, that hard, stubborn ground will crumble in your hands like chocolate cake. 3. The ocean's vitamin, green sand. We have built the house, biochar. We have opened the doors, gypsum. Now we need to stock the pantry. Most fertilizers only give you 3 things: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, NPK. But plants need 17 different nutrients to be truly healthy. Focusing only on NPK is like trying to live on just sugar, bread, and meat. You will survive, but you will be weak. You will get sick. To give your plants a full multivitamin, we turn to the ancient ocean. We use green sand. Green sand is a mineral mined from ocean deposits that are millions of years old. It is basically fossilized sea floor. It is packed with iron, potassium, magnesium, and over 30 trace minerals that are missing from modern soil. This is the secret to flavor. If your tomatoes taste watery, or your carrots have no sweetness, it is usually because they are missing these trace minerals. Green sand is slow. It releases its nutrients over 3 to 5 years. But that is exactly what we want. We don't want a quick sugar rush that fades in a week. We want a slow, steady diet that feeds the soil for seasons to come. Apply it now. Let the winter moisture break it down. And for the next 5 years, your plants will have access to the vitamins they have been starving for. 4. The volcano's treasure, Azamite. If green sand is the slow meal, Azamite is the immediate boost. Azamite stands for A to Z of minerals. It is a volcanic ash from Utah, created by an ancient eruption. It contains over 70 elements, things you have never heard of, like selenium, molybdenum, and boron. Why do you need these? Let me tell you a story about a gardener named Margaret. She grew beautiful broccoli every year, but the stems were always hollow. She fertilized, she watered, but the stems were empty. It turned out to be a boron deficiency, a tiny trace mineral. She added azamite, which contains boron, and the next year her broccoli was solid, sweet, and perfect. Just like a lock needs a specific key, sometimes your plants are failing not because they need more nitrogen, but because they are missing one tiny, microscopic element. Azamite fills in all those gaps. It is the insurance policy against hidden deficiencies. 5. The life force, worm castings. And finally, the Fifth Amendment. The most important one. We have minerals, we have structure, but we need life. We need worm castings. I know it doesn't sound appealing. It is worm manure. But calling it manure is an insult. It is biological gold. When organic matter passes through an earthworm, it is coated in beneficial bacteria, enzymes, and plant growth hormones. Worm castings contain 5 times more nitrogen, 7 times more phosphorus, and 11 times more potassium than regular soil. But the numbers don't matter as much as the biology. Every teaspoon of castings contains billions of microbes. These microbes are the workers. They are the ones who will take the green sand and the azamite and break them down so your plants can eat them. Without the biology, the minerals are just rocks. With the worm castings, they become food. And the best part? You don't have to buy this one. You can make it. A simple worm bin in your garage or basement, fed with kitchen scraps, will produce hundreds of dollars worth of this black gold every year for free. The strategy, the one-time investment. Now, I know what you are thinking. This sounds expensive. Let's do the math. To treat a standard garden bed, you might spend $30 on biochar, $15 on gypsum, $30 on green sand, and $30 on azamite. That is about $100. That sounds like a lot of money to spend on dirt. But remember, the biochar lasts forever. The gypsum lasts for years. The green sand feeds you for 5 years. The azamite lasts for 3 years. Compare that to the blue water-soluble fertilizer. You buy a bottle for $20. You use it up in a month. You buy another one. and another one. Over 5 years, you might spend $300 or $400 on chemical fertilizers, and at the end of it, your soil is actually worse than when you started. This method is an investment. You are putting your money into an asset, your soil, that grows in value every year. How to apply now? The November ritual. So here is your assignment for this week. The garden is quieting down. The harvest is over. This is the perfect time. Go out to your empty beds. Sprinkle the gypsum to break the clay. Dust the beds with Azamite and green sand to restock the pantry. Mix in the biochar to build the housing. And top it all with a layer of worm castings or compost. Don't dig it deep. Just work it into the top few inches. Then let it snow. Let it rain. Let winter do the work. While you are sitting inside by the fire, drinking your tea, those minerals will be dissolving, moving, and combining. The microbes will be settling into their new biochar apartments. The clay will be unlocking. And when you walk out in the spring to plant your first seed, you won't be planting it in dirt. You will be planting it in a fully charged, living system. You will see the difference in the color of the leaves. You will taste the difference in the sweetness of the tomatoes. And you will feel the difference in your wallet. This is how we garden smarter, not harder. This is how we use the wisdom of the earth to take care of us. If this video helped you see your soil in a new light, please hit that like button and share it with a neighbor who is still dragging bags of chemical fertilizer home. You might just change their gardening life forever. Be well, be wise, and keep growing.